Hi, so today, unfortunately, if I can keep it together, we're going to talk about something rather sad. So we have done videos before. Obviously, if you're on social media, you see our dogs all the time. We have 3 big rescue dogs. We have Toby, Rocky, and Super Duper Daisy, and she lost the use of her back legs 6 months ago. And so we did a video on that, how to take care of aging dogs and how to take care of a dog if they're bigger or smaller and they've lost the use of their back legs, and a lot of you found that helpful. So we're here today, unfortunately, and if I break down, I'm so sorry. However, our super duper big baby girl wasn't doing so well, and we fought hard for her to carry her around because she had a lot of zest for life. And I'm like, Ohana means family, and family means no one gets left behind. Go Lilo and Stitch. And so we lived by that. And when we rescued all 3 of our dogs at 9 months, we're very, very fortunate to have, had all of them with us for 12 years later. But our baby girl's circulation got, even though we massaged her legs and stood her up and everything, and her Cushing's got worse. And obviously in physiological years, she was 95 with her size and her weight and her age. And so, unfortunately, she started to suffer, and we had to put her to rest. And so Super Duper Daisy is no longer with us. It has been tremendously hard, just like any of you who have dogs and love their furry babies like family. It has been, it has been really hard for us because you come home and you're missing a massive member of your family. Because dogs, when you have animals and you have dogs that you're super close to, or any kind of animal that you're super close to, they don't need words to tell you how much you mean to them. They don't need to talk to you to give you therapy and love and happiness and brighten your day. They use something, they don't just touch your heart, they touch your soul. And it's just really, really hard for any of you out there. I know our friends, our family, acquaintances, strangers, just people that we've met all over Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube world. We're really grateful to have got to share their lives with us. And when we rescued them 12 years ago, we were like, we are going to give you everything we can and the best life ever, because your life started out rough. We're going to do whatever we can. And as you're carrying around a 110-pound doggy and you're giving your animals everything, it's still nothing compared to what they give you on a daily basis. So I'm sorry. We miss her every day and miss her smiles and her stuffed animals and all the love she gave and how hard she fought through anything life threw at her. And we thank everybody, all the vets and everybody who have helped her throughout her last year of really, having a hard time. And we really wanted to go into something like to celebrate her life, that we're really grateful for her touching our lives and all the things she's done. And we're super grateful that we have a Toby Bobby and a Rocky left to ease the pain. And they are just amazing, our little old guys. But they miss their sister too. However, what we did want to say is, we had a real estate convention to go to in Las Vegas, and we were going to postpone it, and we stayed 3 hours later than we were going to, because we weren't sure if it was a sickness, it was a infection, it was anything. And so you're panicking. It's of course a Sunday, and all Sunday night she was having such a hard time and crying, and it was horrible. But I'm usually the one that stays behind when he has business trips and everything. He was alone with her and the 2 other babies, Rocky and Toby. And they called a mobile vet, and he was, out of all the people they called, they were able to come, the doctor and an assistant, and they were able to come to our home at 5 p.m. We were already almost to Vegas when we found out she wasn't doing well. And I wrote her a letter, and we got to say goodbye that morning just in case. She got to see my son and myself and my husband, her furry babies, and all of our family and friends that sent their love. And then he called them. They were able to come that same day on a Sunday at 5 p.m. And they give you they checked her out and said there's nothing she can do. She's suffering. And they give them a shot. If you've never gone through the process, they sedate them so that they're comfortable and no longer in pain. And they give you a few minutes. So my husband was able to put our baby girl, big baby girl, in his lap and hold her and kiss her and read my letter to her. And her brothers were on either side of her, because that's very important. If you also have other animals, that they see that their loved one also passes away. Otherwise, the vets were saying that they will look for them, just like an owner, even an owner, if you bring them to the hospital, if you let them, see that they have passed, they understand that, and they are able to put closure on that as well. Otherwise, if you take them, they're constantly looking for them and waiting for them to come home. And when they never do, that's really rough on them as well. So it's really comforting to know that they came to our home and they were amazing. My husband said that they really cared and were very compassionate and gave you many choices. And he was able to hold her and talk to her and say goodbye along with her two brothers. And then they gave her the second shot, which pretty much immediately will put them to sleep, where they're not suffering or in pain anymore. I'm so sorry. Okay. But the reason I'm doing this is to let people know, like when they say it's just a dog, it's absolutely not just a dog. It is your family and your life and your soul. And what they give you, you can't describe or replace. And so I also wanted to let you guys know, a lot of people don't know that there are places that will come even last minute and take care of your babies for you and let them stay at home where they're comfortable and not scared. And one of the biggest things is talking to many vets, the worst thing everyone does is they say, oh my gosh, I can't do this. It hurts my heart. They're crying, and they hand over their dog or their baby, their cat, and the vet has to take them to the back room and try to love them and comfort them and give them and euthanize them and take the pain away. And they said that is the worst thing that you could possibly do. They love you, they smell you, they want to be with you. So no matter how hard it is on you, like my husband was more torn up than I've ever seen him in my life. And he was in the Marine Corps and had to leave me for 6 months. And we've been together since high school, had to leave Taylor, our son, who's 27, who's been in a lot of these videos, for 6 months, and it tore him up, but nothing like holding his baby girl for her last breath. So I just want to let you guys know, no matter how hard it is, they are scared when they go back. They're in a vet's office. Try, if you can, to have it happen at home, and try to make sure that you're there so they can rest in peace when they go, and not rest when they're scared to death and they have a stranger holding them. So please remember that, because they said it makes such a difference. You can see it in their face, in the dog, when they're going, that they're so happy that they're with you. They're not worrying about their pain or anything. They're worrying that you're with them, and they take that with them when they go. And so, I just wanted to plug, this is the mobile vet came to us, which was amazing. They give you a choice whether you want I think they will give you a paw print still. You can choose to have them cremated with other dogs and they just take your babies away. If that's a more cost-effective thing, you can know they're still getting cremated with other babies that passed away. Or like we chose to do, you can have your pet be cremated by themselves, and then they give you a little urn and they give you the paw prints, and they absolutely came and dropped it off and were very compassionate. Now we have a big dog, so that was even harder. When they had to take her away, they put her on a gurney and they covered her up with beautiful, like, little towels that were gorgeous and beautiful. They made everything really, really nice. And then less than 2 weeks later, we got all of her stuff back and they hand delivered it. It was pretty amazing for right around, and it sounds super costly, but right around $1,000. And I know other options were less money, but you gotta do what you gotta do. And we're gonna go all in for our Super Duper Daisy. So they dropped us off, they asked how you're doing. It just was a really great experience. So I wanna make sure you guys know this option so that you can have that ready if something happens to your babies. They have this nice paw bag. They drop it off and hand deliver it and ask you, how you're doing, and care a lot. And then I just wanted to share some of the lovely things they do. So they give you a little thing. It's the Temescal Vet Services is the name of the company, and we'll give you their number in the notes, and that's something good to have handy just in case. They come out as a mobile vet service, but they also provide euthanasia services, and it just in case, and we weren't sure, so we asked for both. My husband asked for both options. But if you're by yourself with a big dog like that, this would have been the only option. If something would have happened, he wouldn't have been able to move her, and she was home with all of her family. And so they give you a nice envelope with a letter about redefined love, telling you not to be sad, which is near impossible. And they give you a certificate for the Gateway Pet Cemetery and Crematory in San Bernardino, California, and it says your beloved pet Daisy, and it tells you what type of pet, her date of birth, and the date of death. It says the Jascott family, and it has a little a cat and a dog with their tails attached, so that's really nice, and you can frame those. We also got her 2 of her paw prints, which are beautiful, and they have little stands that go with them as well, and her name's etched in them. And I remember when our son was like 3 months old, or 6 months old, it was like 3 months old, 4 months old, his daycare took a heart ceramic and put his little foot in there, and we have that to this day. So that's nice that you can look back on your pets and your kids and be very happy that somebody took that memory for them. And then we've got, and this is heavy, our Super Duper Daisy ashes. And it comes in such a beautiful wooden box, and it has Daisy on the front, and it has a little lock and key. And at first, along 10 years ago, I was like, oh man, you have somebody's thank you, Rocky, for kissing me. I love you, my little Rockykins. And I know I'm upset. I'm sorry, baby boy. But anyway, and it's beautiful wood. It smells like beautiful wood. And I was like, oh man, people have ashes, when I was younger in their house. I'm like, oh. And I said, but you know what? It really brought me some comfort to know that she's with us and that I can talk to her. And remember when we're watching videos that no matter how that she has passed away, and how long ago that is in the future. When we look back, we still have a piece of our family to have close to our hearts. So they did a really, really beautiful job. So between the Gateway Pet Cemetery and crematory, they did an amazing job in San Bernardino, California, and the Temescal Veterinarian Services that came out and did all of this for us. Both companies, amazing job, very compassionate, and they come to your house for both things. I thought we were gonna have to come pick that up, and they came and dropped it off, because it does make it a little bit less tragic than when you're going in and picking, you know, your pet stuff up. So I'm really grateful to both of those facilities, and I'm really happy that if you guys need vet services or mobile vet services and you have any other questions, you can always reach out. As you know, we're with Vivid Lifestyle and eXp Realty, and you can always reach out to, you can call us, you can DM us, you can find us on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube. But it's nice if you go to the other video that we did, how to care for your aging pet. We have our Super Duper Daisy in there that you can see. And we just look forward to take many, many videos. My son always jokes with me that he's been, that the dogs win, because we have more dog pictures than we do pictures of him. But needless to say, they're both very, very, very important, and family's important, and your animals are your family. And if this can help anyone, that's what we're here, is to provide value, no matter how painful it is. And thank you for staying till the end when, you know, I'm crackly and cryy, but that's how much our baby girl meant to us. And if these services can help you and help your animals to be at home and to be with their family and to make life easier for you when you're having a hard time, we wanted to make sure that we did this so that you have something in your arsenal to pull out if something unfortunate happens to your babies as well. Really great services, really happy that she was able to be at home, and really grateful for my husband too, when we couldn't be here, that he had to take the brunt of this. So I appreciate everyone sitting through this, and I hope that we can help you. And if you have had a pet pass away recently, my heart goes out to you, and big hugs to you and your family. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your spring season. And like I said, we'll be putting some happy pictures on this video too. We just did a Valentine's Day shoot. My husband was on a business trip, and my son dropped off some goodies, and then he left, my husband left some props. So we did really cute a Valentine's Day shoot with all of them. And love your aging pets. Don't give up on them. And even after they're gone, still keep loving them. So bye, Super Duper Daisy. One other thing that we wanted to bring up, or I wanted to bring up, my son's behind the camera, so I say we a lot. This month, adoption is really, really important to us. Between all the services out there, and Best Friends Animal Society, and all the shelters and all the rescues that we've worked with and helped and supported via video, financially, I really think that it's important to adopt, don't shop. And if you can, I mean, if you purchase a pet or you have a pet bred, they still love you, and they need to have a home too. But there's millions of animals out there that are suffering, and these guys our dogs would have, our doggies would have all been euthanized. They were in line to be, two of them were in line to be euthanized actually, and a rescue saved them. And Super Duper loved her brothers, but when she was in the shelter, she was in a kennel all by herself, and she didn't like to be with anybody else, but those pets won't make it in a shelter. And I know Best Friends' goal is hopefully by 2025 to have almost every shelter be no kill, and we support everybody out there who helps the babies, whether it's a donkey, a horse, a lizard, or your furry babies. I think it's important that, you know, they're important too. So I wanted to say that the Corona Animal Shelter here in Corona, California, is having, the last thing I read, all through April, are waiving the adoption fees for all of their animals. Now, obviously, licensing is additional, but all the adoption fees are being waived. And there are many, many beautiful babies, which we're going to do a video on in the next couple weeks. But there's many babies that need a home. So if you watch this and you say, man, I want to go rescue an animal today, or man, I've been wanting to rescue an animal, you can head down there. The fees are waived, and you can get a baby that you can bring into your home that can change your life. And don't forget, whether it's a puppy or a 2-year-old or a senior, they all need love and they need your help. So please go out there. If you know anybody, if it comes up in conversation, send them over to the Corona Animal Shelter or whatever shelter's closest to them, and have them rescue an animal today. Along with that comes responsibility, a ton of it, and money. So it's a big decision before you rescue an animal. How many animals come back into the shelter multiple times because people adopted because it was a cute animal and not because they wanted to bring it into their family. And so please, if you're going to rescue an animal, have a very in-depth conversation. Just our last 6 months with Super Duper Daisy, we couldn't go anywhere together. We couldn't ever leave together. We had diapers to change and everything like that. Now, obviously, that might not happen. It didn't happen for 12 years for us, and our animals have been pretty healthy, you know, knock on wood, but there's going to be vet bills, and there's going to be food and treats and beds and grooming bills. And so just keep all of those things in mind. Waive that. We have 3. That was like, if we have 3, everything's going to triple. And so please just have that conversation and know that try not to keep your dogs outside for 12 hours. It's California. It gets hot a lot. And please know that they're just not a couch or a chair. They're an animal, and they're part of your family, and they love you more than you know. And I've said this before in our videos, but my husband found a meme, and it said, if your wife, and don't ever do this, I'm just saying, it's a meme, but they said, if you lock your wife and your dog in the car, let's see when you open the trunk the next morning, let's see who's happy to see you. It won't be the wife, I'll tell you that right now. But your dogs, through what they go through the abuse our dogs went through their first 9 months, 10 months of life, they will love you with every fiber of their being. And the more that you put into them and your kids, the more you're going to get out. So go love your pets today. Adopt, don't shop. If you have any questions, we're here for you. And kisses to you guys and your furry babies. And if you've lost any, we send our love and our hugs to you. And we hope this was helpful. Have a great day. Bye.